Alright, you guys. I'm just getting rigged up, getting painted up. I'm headed back up to where I found another apple tree the other day, and there is probably the most beaten up trails I've seen so far this year. Like I said earlier, the biggest issue right now is that the deer have so many options of things to eat. It's like every mast crop there is having a good year. So there's hickories, there's beeches, there's acorns, there's apples, corn. So I'd be lying if I told you it wasn't kind of psyching me out, because I don't know where to go. All the deer pretty much have endless options, and it's hard to really figure out what they're doing. So I hunted an apple tree last night, saw one deer come up to it, and that bear that I'm pretty sure was coming up to it as well. So the wind's even better for this apple or group of apple trees than it was for that apple tree yesterday. So I'm gonna walk up this one ditch that's right next to it, come right over the top, get up in the tree. The wind will be blowing back towards the ditch, and as the night calms down, the thermal should take my scent down the ditch towards the corn. But even though it's going towards the corn, the deer I'm assuming have to come past me to get down into the corn. So that's the game plan, and I'm hoping that it works, but we'll just have to wait and see. So I'm gonna throw you in the pack, and I will see you up the tree. Alright, you guys, I'm all set up. Did it the right way. Set up the stand with all my safety gear on. Went back down, got my backpack. Then I forgot my pull-up rope for my bow, so I had to go back down. Go down. Go down. Oh. I smoked her right there. I already heard her crash too. I didn't get a lot of penetration. I caught the shoulder a little bit, but I drove it in there pretty good. I give her some time. Probably give her a half hour or so just to lay down. And then I'll go track her, but she ran right out into that scrub field. The does are blowing behind me, but oh my gosh. Yes. I stroked her right there. I tried to stop her, and she stopped a little bit short, so I had to lean back. And I let the arrow do its job. Snuck it right in there, like I said. A little high, but I really drove that arrow in there. Over there, just below this goldenrod field, so I'm feeling really good about it. It's gonna have to give her some time. I got all the time in the world. It's only, I don't even know what time it is. 8:35. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Got some meat for the freezer. Who should I call first, you guys? After I get my camera set up so it doesn't fall off and break. Well, I should probably call my parents because they're down at camp over here. So they'll probably come down to see it. So I should probably give them a shout. Oh, that's exactly what I wanted to get done this morning. Oh, right here. This is what it's all about. Oh, I'm shaking. If this ever stops, I'm done. I'll never hunt again. Beautiful 15-yard shot. I hit right where I was aiming. I probably could have aimed just a tad bit lower, but I crushed her. I mean, I ain't worried about that at all. That Sevr got in there and it did its job. Like I said, I heard her crash, so let's call some people. I got one.
Awesome.
You almost walked right up on her.
Yeah.
She's over there somewhere. I didn't walk over yet. Okay, you guys. Dad just showed up to help me track. We're gonna try to pick up the blood trail over here. See if we can find her. I heard her crash, so she should be down pretty close. Oh yeah. Oh, yep. That's a good sign when you're trying to find a deer. Lost that arrow. But that's the kind of blood you want to see. No way she went much farther with that kind of blood. That's how you know you did it right. Oh, yeah, look at that, Dad. I don't think she went much farther. Always stuck following through goldenrod. It's gonna dang near step on her.
Just giving Tyler a little bit of ways to get in front of me. Tough tracking in this goldenrod. Just want to make sure we don't disturb any blood. And I'll catch up to him.
Okay, so you guys, we got blood up here on this side, and this is something real important to remember when you're blood tracking. Something that my dad taught me from being a young kid. I know I hit her high, but had good sign of blood all the way throughout the track job, but I'm 99% positive I didn't come out the other side. So that's something to think about when you're walking on a blood trail. I hit her on her left side, so all the blood's gonna be on her left side. So we're standing downhill of it so that we don't mess with any of the blood. Especially in this tall goldenrod like this, it can be really hard to find blood. Even with as good as it is right here, you can see that it blends in really well. So don't shoot yourself in the foot on what could end up being a great track job by messing up all your sign. Smell it. There's even, what did I say, another rub right there. Just calling. So I've been looking for buck sign all weekend, haven't had any luck. We're walking around, we see this rub right here, and this rub right here. There's a trail coming down. Look at this, guys. This is his bed. He's bedded right here. You can see right down to the corn where any danger's probably gonna come from. He knows that's where hunters come from. You know, coyotes are gonna be running the edge of that corn. So he's sitting right here, he can look right down. I wouldn't be surprised at all if the buck that I jumped yesterday jumped out of this bed. So he jumped right down past me, tucked into the corn where we couldn't find him. So that's a good thing to keep in mind, but gotta get back on a blood trail. All right, so we just came off the top of that goldenrod field. I thought for sure she crashed up there, but it got spotty blood just for a little bit. Now she's coming back downhill. We got some good blood back there, and some good blood there. You see, it's not always gonna have bubbles in it, but you see that hole in the middle, that's where a bubble popped. So that's a good lung blood right there. She's smashing downhill, so I don't think she's gonna make it much farther than that. Good blood coming through the brush right there. Deer down. Right there. Oh, baby, there she is. Oh, thorns. Watch out for the thorns. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's going to be a good eater. How about that, Dad?
That's awesome, Tyler.
All right, you guys. There she is, a nice big-bodied, probably 2-year-old doe or whatever. Just made sure that it wasn't a yearling. You know, I'm not a fan of shooting yearlings. I know for some people, if that's your first deer, my first two probably didn't even weigh this one combined, right, Dad? Those first two deer.
Yeah, those first two.
But now I've gotten to the point where I like to try to let the young ones live and get a couple years under their belt, get a little bit more meat out of them. I apologize for a little bit extra blood on this one, but I made a really nice, I think, double lung shot. Never came out the backside, but I think I double lunged her. The hole was a little bit high, so I think that's why we didn't have a lot of blood all the time. And but she probably went, I'd say maybe 200 yards, but a lot of it was downhill, so they're gonna run downhill and keep on moving when they have that ability. So, like I said, beautiful doe. She's gonna go home, feed the family for the spring and winter, and yeah, I'm just blessed to be able to do this. Thanks for coming and helping me find her, Dad. Now we gotta drag her out. You can actually see the top of the truck if you look over that way, but we actually have to go to the right just because that's where the public line is.
That's where we gotta go.
Not a far drag, which is pretty uncommon for us because we're normally pretty far back, but sometimes you just gotta make it happen. All right, you guys. I got my big fancy lens on, so I gotta get it farther away from you to talk to you. We're back at the truck. So last night, I snuck out in the daylight because I didn't want to bust stuff around because it was getting to that point where I hadn't seen anything. So I thought if I moved at the last light, I'd be bumping stuff around. So I got out early, got back in super early. I was set by 6:20. I didn't even have time to really do an interview because it was so bright with the moon and everything. It was so quiet, I just didn't want to bump anything. So what ended up happening was those does came from behind me, got downwind to me, I think, the way the wind should have been or where it was in the morning. Never winded me, but then came up back up to me and then worked away. So then I was like, okay, well, there's my chance, but I wasn't going to push a bad shot. Well, they circled around and picked up 3 more does somewhere. Then they got super close to me, and that's when the whole group came through. I took the last doe, a big, nice, healthy, mature meat doe, and yeah, gonna just take her home. Drove that FMJ from through her left lung and through her heart, and then it actually probably nicked the other lung in doing so, and then I can actually feel it in her leg. So when I get her all skinned out and stuff, if I remember to take the camera out, I'll show you guys that. But definitely a believer in shooting that heavier grain arrow now after having to put it so tight to her shoulder. So yeah, it was just an awesome hunt. Thank you guys all for showing up and watching it. If you want one of these hats, by the way, I've got them on my website. And if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down, but at least leave me a comment and let me know why. Comment anything else that you might like or want to see, and subscribe if you could. It'd be a blessing in disguise for me. So maybe not disguise, just a blessing. I appreciate it. So I will talk to you guys soon. See you on the next video, and as always, I can't wait to see you hit your mark.